What's up? What's up, everyone? Okay, so we're doing Q&A today. So if you have any questions, let me know. I want to spend a couple minutes talking about Q&A. You're not a ghost. Listen, with that line I did, because here's the thing: collaborative marketing used to be very simple pre-COVID because you could just, if that person lived in the city that you are in, let's say like Phoenix, where I am, it was very easy to meet up, make some content together, and at the end of the day, like post something together. Now with COVID, it's actually become very hard. I don't know if you guys have noticed, you're not meeting up with people. So a lot of the work that you've had to do and collaborations you've had to do is now online, which is, in my opinion, probably better because there's, I think there's like 5 million people in the greater Phoenix area. Now, there's 355 million other people in the US, right? There's so many other people that you can collaborate with that you might not have the opportunity to do unless you were actually doing it, for instance, on online, right? So let me open up all my other platforms so that I'm not missing anyone's comments or questions. But yeah, I love collaborative marketing because it benefits you in two ways. One, you have a chance to interact more so
people that you collaborate
with one or two, or you get to collaborate with people that probably you want to meet eventually, right? So having those collaborative marketing efforts before you actually meet in person is actually a pretty interesting insight, in my opinion, because now you don't have to, that very first interaction doesn't have to be so awkward, or doesn't, it's basically a lot more personal by doing collaborative efforts online. And then once you're ready to actually put that into quote unquote perspective when you meet up in person, the other side is you just get to share your message with a new audience, which I think a lot of people always ask me is like, how do I get my videos or my content in front of more people? A great way to do that is to team up with people who have a similar audience, interest group and stuff like that, and work with them. Like, why aren't we doing more duets with people on TikTok that kind of have a similar vibe to us? Why aren't we doing more Zoom calls like we were mentioning earlier? You have to jump in there and actually have a conversation with a person to get that ball rolling if you want to do collaborative marketing. One of my favorites is actually, and something that I'm starting to get into a little bit more, deals with email marketing and sharing email or doing collaborative product launches or value proposition on emails. So that texting probably the same. There's just so many opportunities that you and I have when it comes to collaborations. Like really, that thought you have of like, I want to collaborate doing this. Or for instance, if you're in the, let's say the arts and crafts space, right? Or your business is Etsy store owner or something like that. Why couldn't you do exclusive collaborations like the other biggest brands in the world, like the Nikes, like the Supremes? We love doing, influencer products, or like a great example that I have with me is up here. I have Empathy Wines from Gary Vee. I mean, he started that company, but really he was the face of that movement, right? So like, why couldn't you get a brand or a person that you really vibe with and kind of find some way and find some unique way to kind of mash up both your thoughts and everything? Great session. Thanks so much. We're just getting started. I've been really liking the fact that we've found this time that works for us, because I love doing these lives, and like I said, today is a very big Q&A day, so I'm going to grab my list really quickly and we'll go through it. But man, I just love this stuff. I love talking to you guys. It's so much more fun when you get to talk to someone through a live than it's just like kind of scrolling and looking at their content, So let me jump in here really quickly. Oh, that's a really good question. Boom, boom. Okay, so the very first question I got was, why did you choose that specific social media? Oh yeah, of course. Great that we got to connect. Hopefully, I see you in that Zoom. Actually, I don't like that question. That's not. Sometimes when you read a question, you're like, I think I can answer that one, or I think I can provide value. It wasn't that one, guys. I'll be honest. It was not that one. I really want to save that question for last. And by the way, if you guys have any questions across the board, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, make sure to throw them in the bottom, because I am more than happy to answer them. And that's what today is all about. I want to do a Friday, Fridays as a Q&A type of day. Here's a great question. How do I increase traffic to my website? So as you guys probably know or have somewhat guessed, kind of specialize in the social media realm, the social media world. So a lot of my tips and tricks are how do you actually get social media and tools from social media to drive it to websites. And speaking of the website master, we have Megan joining us on TikTok. That's right. Yeah, it's websites, especially today. I don't know why I'm looking there. Every time I'm streaming on two different platforms, I'm like, oh wait, I have two cameras up here now, so I have to focus up there. So I will move that over there. Like you guys know, my specialty is social media, and the things that I always tell people is social media, especially Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, Medium. All these platforms are fantastic. They're an abundance of opportunity waiting for you to grasp it. With that being said, something like what's happening with the TikTok atmosphere can happen, where a government, which that's I live in the U.S. And a bunch of my followers are in the U.S. as well across all the platforms. We don't have control if the executive order comes out that TikTok has to be removed from any person in the U.S. Right? We don't have control over that. That's sad, because a lot of opportunities are coming from this platform. Now, there's two things we can do. We can sit there and kind of be sad and be devastated at the fact that this platform might go away. Or we could see that as the wake-up call that we need to be distributing our content across multiple platforms, as well as, and more importantly, to answer this question, moving those users, that awesome like friends that you have across every platform, into something that you control. Whether that's text messaging, whether that's your email list, whether that's a offline group like in GroupMe. There's just so many ways that you can take the people who love what you say and move them into a platform or a medium that you have a lot more control over. Because the worst thing that can happen is, and we saw, this is the second iteration of me going through this kind of scared or scary times. There was a time where LinkedIn had just released the video feature. What's up, Review? You'll actually really like this, because we're talking about distributing content, and especially on platforms that you control. So it wasn't too long ago. It was about a year. I think it was January or February of 2019. Video to LinkedIn was still relatively new, and it was having some crashes here and there. But the scariest thing started happening when, in fact, I made a thing, my only content that I would share was video. So every day at 6:30 a.m., I would release a video, right? And I was consistent for months and months and months. And one day I tried to upload a video and it wouldn't work. And I tried again and again and again. And I tried 30 minutes later, an hour later, and I messaged support. I was like, hey, what's up? Why can't I post this video? And they're like, oh, we're having some technical glitches. Video's not going to be, relevant. We won't be able to release a video for a couple of days. And I was devastated, because I was the only place on social media that I was releasing content continuously. And I started posting that on Instagram, got a little traction, and then finally LinkedIn fixed it. But I never got over the fear of, I had so little control. Like, they didn't have to enable me to have YouTube or video access. Like, I'm streaming on LinkedIn Live, and there's a fraction of a percent of people who have access to this. I'm thankful to have this, but I was chosen to be able to stream on this platform. Now, I don't take that lightly. I think that's an awesome honor. But for those who don't and can't stream on LinkedIn, for instance, they don't have control of the platform. So what's being said, where am I going with this? I want you to move these individuals. What's up, Danny? I want you to move these individuals that love your content into text messaging groups. We were talking about Zoom earlier, getting on Zoom calls, taking the conversation and really friendship online. Like, that's what's up, Smart? By the way, if you guys have any questions, I have a list of questions I'm going to kind of go through today. Right now, it's like, I'm talking about websites and how to drive traffic to your website from social media. But it's a larger conversation, in my opinion. Right? At the end of the day, it's like, I love the fact that more people are starting to realize, like I said, if TikTok goes away, like we need to have a plan for that. Like I'm already starting to really prep the content that or the content and strategy I have. Guys, thanks so much for sharing. If you don't mind double tapping too on TikTok, that'd be awesome. But for those of you who are like me and have grown significantly on this platform, I mean, I went down from 5, 10 users and audience members and followers in March to 17, almost 1800. Like that's crazy. That's, imagine those people in a room. That's always what I like to say. So I'm already prepping my strategy for the inevitable. I think when is the deadline? It's the end of this month, I think. When does TikTok shut down? September. Oh goodness. Oh, that's like soon. I was way, way, way off. Um, so the end is September 15th. That's a couple of days. Megan, that's crazy. I thought it was September 30th. Guys, I need to like really, 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 really push my strategy now. And for those of you who are like, Nico, what's your strategy? I am going to have, because I post I post 5 or 6 times a day. Every third video or every fifth video, whatever I decide to do at the end of this, I'm going to start getting people to go on my other platforms, my LinkedIn's, my Instagrams, because if this were to happen, you will see me start really, really pushing all my content on Instagram, starting Instagram Reels starting September 15th. I'm still holding off. I have a very, I don't like to play the speculation game, but there's been a lot of pushback about TikTok. And again, I'm not going to get political in this conversation, but it will be interesting. And this is the game. If it gets shut down, like we're gonna have to really, really move. And so yeah, I'm gonna start really pushing people and myself to move to a different platform, because it's the 11th today. And by the way, 9/11, massive day in the U.S. I was 5 years old, so I don't remember it, but I know a lot of my followers do remember it. So my heart goes out to all the people who suffered during this and the months, years past that. So today, do me a huge favor, just give a quick thought to all those people if you can do anything. I have a couple of contractors I've worked with who actually were in New York around that time. So I reach out to them, just make sure that they're doing okay, because it's a huge event. But again, like I said, now with that being said, we gotta really push, especially because what if this time next week, this platform's gone? Like we're gonna have to move it. So with that being said, that's all I got on that topic. Let's see what else is in the. And by the way, I'm getting all my questions from Quora right now because, well, I guess what people want to know. This is a good one. What are some photos which deserve millions of likes? Now, if you're like me, you're working really hard on your content. You have a strategy in mind. You have a goal for where you want your content to go. Maybe it's to make more sales for your business. Maybe it's to, network with more people in your profession. Whatever that is, you have a goal. And you're creating content, and it's taking a lot of energy and time. And you're like, I just wish this one post would blow up. Right? We've all been there, right? Like I'm not the only one, hopefully. That you're like, oh, this picture's awesome. This video's awesome. This article I wrote is just amazing. Why isn't it getting 1 million views? Why isn't it going viral? And that thought process was one of the very first things I had to tackle on this road as a content marketer, social media marketer, whatever title you want to throw at it. That's the very first thing I had to fight with, because I kept getting into this rut of saying I should have gotten a lot more likes. I should have gotten virality from that post. I should. And the truth is, though we want it to happen and we want it to happen fast, it will happen eventually. Right? Just law of averages. You probably will go viral. There's a couple of my posts I've gone 15K, and one got like 50K before, right? On different platforms. And it happens, it does, but it takes time. And that's the worst part of this experience is you don't want to have to play this, oh, my post didn't like do as well as I thought, like I suck. Or maybe my post did get some traction and then stopped, like why the algorithm's out to get me. I have been in numerous conversations with marketers before where they're like, this is gold. Why isn't it blowing up? What's up, Sandy? And the truth is, we don't know. We don't know. We don't, again, back to my conversation earlier, and Megan saying it perfectly on TikTok, like we don't control the platform. Like we've literally no control over what the posts do. If you get one impression or a million impressions, that is so out of your hands. So it could be the algorithm, it could be the time of day you post it could be the vibe, it could be the content, it could be the, servers, it could be, there's just so many things that if we fight and struggle and be upset that we're not getting as many likes or as many views or as many engagements as we want per post, it's going to wear you down. Like the the worst thing, the worst thing for me, and I always try to do this, and I get it because I'm in the same boat. I'm very impatient too with many things, but as a marketer, I've just grown to appreciate the fact that it does take a while, and it's fun. I'm glad. Again, we're gonna be honest with each other. I wish my account on TikTok and LinkedIn were a little bigger, but it's not gonna put me down. I'm still gonna be posting 10, 15, 20, 30 times a day. Like that's not gonna stop me. I have a goal of getting there, but it's learning to appreciate the process. Plus, what it forces me to do, and I'll be honest with you guys, is get to know each of the people who actually engage with me. From that, I get more fulfilled. Over time, I've just realized that it's not about the massive likes. Like, if you get 10 likes from 10 people who really love and share the vision that you have, is way better than getting 1,000 likes from bot accounts, from people who don't really care about you, who are only doing like for like. Like there's just so many. That's just so stressful. So just coming back to this process that we're all in is like, don't worry about the numbers. Like Megan over here is a perfect example. Her account blew up, and for a second there, I was like, oh, what's Megan doing and everything? And I realized I'm like, she's been doing this years longer than me, right? She's been hustling, she's been grinding. Like why do I have the audacity to be like, why her, not me? Like it's not. It's that's just life. Like it just takes time, takes process, um, takes the process, and you just have to follow it. So if you're not getting the likes, if you're not getting the comments, there are things you can do. You can engage. The first thing is, if you're not gonna, what's up? What's up? Long time no see. If you're not getting the likes or comments that you want, I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is the hack for you, right? You guys ready? Like this might be the biggest unlock for people. Like I have this in my hand. Ready? I'm gonna release it. Engage with others. If you want people to engage with you, engage with them. If you want people to direct message you, direct message them. If you want people to engage with the content and the messages and take the things from the online to the offline conversations, you have to be the first one to do that. Why do I make myself so available? Why do I send every single person I connect with a direct message? It's part, and this isn't new. Like I've been doing this for years, and I know it works. Like I know if I send you a message, even if you don't respond to it, you have now context on who I am, and I've opened the door to a conversation. Every single person in here, I've done that with, and if I haven't, like, give me a like a frowny face or something like that on every platform: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. I've sent you guys all mostly a message. I'm human, so I'm going to miss some people, or it's going to slip my mind some days. But most of you that know me and follow me, and I follow you, I've sent you a message before, because I expect, or I don't expect, I hope, if you guys have a social media question, if you want to learn how to collaborate, if you want to get to know me more, I've already opened the door for it. I spend, my post yesterday was literally about this. Spend 30% of your time creating content, but 70% of your time engaging with others. Comments, likes, all the stuff. Because in the sense, if you do that, it's going to happen to you. And it's going to happen to you tenfold, because now you have some people who are really bought into your mission and vision. So you're awesome, man. You're awesome. But yeah, that's kind of my spiel there. Like I feel like sometimes And this is the hardest part when there's a couple of firm, like I said, I'm kind of boring. Like in my book back here, and a lot of the principles I talk about come from my book, We're All Marketers, um, because like at the end of the day, it's just the foundations. Like all this stuff doesn't really change, whether it's TikTok or maybe next week TikTok's gone and it's a new platform, or it's Instagram Reels, whatever that is. These principles will always stay true. So whether you, and the biggest thing I want you guys to do is actually be the one that is a lot more uh, not active in your social, reaching out to people, commenting, all that fun stuff. Actually, I'm going to end it here because it has been a fantastic live experience. Let me